Good evening, good evening. What's happening? It's your friend, your fan, True Streets. True Streets, this is my life. So how's everybody been? I've been away for a little while, taking care of things, having new job opportunities, thinking about leaving the state, moving to the next state. Had talks with the family, in and outs, back and forth a little bit. But on top of that, everything's been blessed. The weather's been crazy. My garden ain't as beautiful anymore, but it's still producing. Starting to produce tomatoes now, multiple different kinds, and it's still producing peppers, multiple kinds. The melons, I believe, is done. I mean, every day I go out there, there's more and more of them just on the ground, all small, and that's been a headache ever since that one storm came through. Now the coldness is setting in, so. But I have better direction as far as my farm and ideas or my gardening ideas next year. Things I picked up and learned this year, since more or less it was the first year I did it on my own. So trial and error. So, but on that note, thank everybody who tuned in with me before. Once again, this will be going up on YouTube. The day is, I believe, the 3rd, so it'll be going out. Matter of fact, no, the day's the holiday, so it's Monday. So once again, I thank you all for tuning in. But the place where I'll be moving to, if everything works out, I'm on a 2-week wait right now to see if everything goes right on the other end. But it's small town called Martinsville, Virginia, and it's like 13,000 plus people. You know, it's a little bit smaller than the local town here in Newton. I mean, a little bit bigger than the local town here in Newton. But so I'll be taking care of that. And then if I do choose to move, my sons will be moving. Crazy thing is, I won't be doing my normal line of work as far as cooking, you know. More or less, it'll be me doing car salesman things, you know, selling cars. So it's a change from what I'm doing, but when it comes down to selling, I've been selling stuff ever since I've been a youth. So I've had plenty sales skills, multiple different types. So on that note, thank everybody once again. Excuse me. But yeah, it's a beautiful Monday, you know what I'm saying? You hear the crickets in the background. And I'm currently sitting out on my front doorstep. It's about 11 something that night, somewhere around there. I am off tomorrow. I was off today, so I just relaxed today. But tomorrow, I told a guest that I'll help them move in. They just moved to the neighborhood, and not to my neighborhood, but moved to North Carolina. And so they're not familiar with people. They don't know where to get help as far as helping to move in. And then they did the pod thing. So the pod's supposed to be getting dropped off tomorrow. Hopefully it's first thing in the AM. Because I asked my 19-year-old if I give him a couple of dollars, will he help me, you know, help them? So he was like, yeah. And the reason why, one of the guys had a sprained hand and the other was just older, should I say. But on that note, I always help people out. You know, I wish the same for me. People help me out or my family in the situation. So I'm gonna ride up there, and they're in another town or 2 over called Lenore. So I'll be going there. It's like 18 miles, somewhere around there from here. Not far, but it's cool. But anyway, so I'm gonna ride up there, plus get a little ride, get out the house, you know what I'm saying? So take a little cruise up there and help them out for a couple of hours. Then come on back down here and get ready to go to work on Wednesday since I switched with Miss Bonnie because she had out of town plans and the dates got changed, so she needed to have off Wednesday. So I let her work for me Monday, which is the day. No problem. That's what friends are for. Oh yeah, you see as my dreads, they done get long and then I got a little longer. Yeah, so I'm still here. You know, I'm still doing my TikToks. And still doing my affirmations. Once again, I pray everybody's blessed up. Namaste for the ones who don't speak English. Once again, thank you for all the love and the support. Thank you for the shares and the likes. But like I said, I've been doing my TikToks. Been posting stuff on the gram, you know, on FB. You know, not as much Twitter like you used to, but still doing things, you know, still putting out content. Some of it you may like, some of you may not. But once again, you know, this is True Streets. This is my life, and this is what I do. And once again, like I said, I pray everybody's been blessed since last time I talked to you. And I'll be doing a couple other things. And oh yes, my baby has started school. So the last of the last is officially in school. Although how you say, condone all the new teachings that they doing with kids, but at least she can learn something and be familiar with other kids her age, you know, until things change or society tries to throw a little monkey wrench in it. So, but on that other note, she likes going to school. So this is her first week. She just completed. And she goes back tomorrow because today was a holiday, so nobody went. So she had a little 3-day weekend. You know. So she's currently in there sleeping. And for the rest of y'all, I thank you again. But one of my last topics was an important one to me was I toxic? You know, was I the toxic person in my last relationships or most of my relationships or whatever? Or is it just a female? And getting back on that, if it's not you, and you're not the toxic male, but the relationship is toxic in all different aspects, or it makes you feel uncomfortable now compared to before, then there's something wrong with the chemistry. And you have to figure out what's wrong with the chemistry, because if it's not a good chemistry, it still can be toxic, whether there's nothing going wrong, no argument, whatever, you know, because if you're not comfortable in your home, or you're not comfortable around a person, or a person is not comfortable around you, then they shouldn't be around this person, you know, even if means are good for them at the moment, you know. And so on that aspect, it's just like, if you did not want to be with a person or want to be around a person, should you be around them because you live in arrangements, or you don't have a job, or you're new in town, or, you know, or whatever the case may be, that puts you in the company of a person that you care less to be around? Or could it be the fact that it puts you in an awkward predicament because what if you're like opposite sexes, or a person thinks of you a certain way, so they thinking you're going to be a certain way towards them and you're not. So do you lead this person on, or do you bluntly let this person know? But if you bluntly let this person know that there's nothing, in the in the future for you, this person may, bluntly say you have to leave, or whatever the case may be, put you in a situation that you're not going to be comfortable, or you're not going to be in a safe environment, and then you're right back to where you was before, you know, in an empty spot, whereas though you need a handout, then you wind up jumping back and forth in the situations. Or so what do you do in these cases? Once again, I ask you to hit me up in the comments, because I truly enjoy the comments. Excuse me, I'm turning my chair around. I like to get comfortable. But so it's like, I want the feedback, you know what I'm saying? I need the comments. For one, I like to read them. It gives me something to do, you know what I'm saying? And my mind is the type of mind I need stimulation. My mind is always flowing. To the time I go to sleep, to the time I wake up, it's like running a maze. I'm always trying to figure out the next exit plan. I'm always trying to figure out the next strategy to move forward. But so getting back to it, please comment. You know what I'm saying? I encourage the shares, I encourage the likes and the follows, subscribes, or whichever platform you may see me on. You know what I'm saying? Become part of the team so the team can grow. And but on that note, it's like, when you're in a situation, and a person feels though you're obligated to do certain things, but you as a human being, isn't that degrading? It's like, why should I have to below myself for something I don't want to do, just because I'm in this situation? And if you are not up forward with a person doesn't know how to, act in certain ways when they're around you, excuse me. Whereas though when you up front and you let a person know, excuse me, then they get to make up their mind about how they want to do things. But if you're not up forward with them, then you still put them in a place where as though it could put you in a bad place in the future. Because to me, that's still misleading. To me, that's still dishonesty. And whether it's a friendship or a job affair, or not meaning like affair, like sleeping around or whatever, but meaning like job related, as far as business, you work with another person, everything has a certain trust to it, and if you can't trust a person in the things, excuse me, that you do, or the actions that you take on stuff, then a person either does not want to be around you and they tend to separate themselves from you, or they tend to be like, okay, your word ain't worth water, you know what I'm saying? And your word ain't worth nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, and then they tend to treat you like your word ain't worth nothing. They don't tend to believe nothing that comes out your mouth. And thus, I have an old saying, and I tell people that the truth ain't in you, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it don't be, as far as for that matter. So, but like I was saying, hit the comments up. Let me know how you feel on these things. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, it's your friends, your fam, True Streets from True Streets. This is my life. This is what I do. And oh yeah, I'm still currently not smoking cigarettes, so they are off the they're off the menu, thank goodness. So I don't worry about them. And they had this little breath exercise thing, and it was basically a TikTok, and and the AI basically it was a circle, and it had two, three dots on it, and basically you had to start at one dot, hold your breath. Well, basically you had to start at one dot and take a breath. By the time you start taking the breath, it starts on the other dot. Then you hold your breath until it goes all the way around while you listen to the AI speaking, and the colors on the circle is starting to change colors from where they started at. And then it's telling you, to hold your breath or whatsoever. And then by the time you get to the other dot, it'll tell you that, well, at least your lungs is good, so you don't have to worry about your lungs. If you held it that far, then it hits the dot, then it tells you to stop. But then there's another dot when it gets all the way back to where you started from. So when I did it the first time, I didn't catch it correctly, so I just made it to where the first dot was. They tell you that your lungs is good, whatever. So I did it again, but I completed it all the way to the other dot, which means I made it a full 360. So I said, we'll try to find it again and see if I can do it to go past the 360. So wish me luck. Yeah, so it's all about the healthy living. But I do tell you this, since I've stopped eating meat and, fish and stuff, I feel as though I haven't got on the scale, but I feel as though I'm gaining weight instead of losing weight. And I'm not like I'm fat or anything. It's just like I'm just bulked up bigger. So I'm switching my diet around again. So now I'm gonna lay off I've been eating pasta, a lot of pastas. So but to be like spinach and kale or peppers or all the above, in it too. So I do be vegetables in it, but actually be a lot of vegetables in it. So and be sometimes potatoes. But anyway, so I'm gonna switch that up a little bit, and I've still been eating bread. So and it's mainly not like sandwich bread. It's mainly like my rolls, and it's really haven't been eating them as much. It's more or less like my vegetarian pizzas. That's what I've been eating a lot too many of. So I'm about to get off of those. So I haven't ate one today. Haven't, and then normally when I eat them, I don't eat the whole one. Maybe twice in the last 2 months, I've eaten the whole pizza in a setting. But normally I eat like 2, maybe 3 slices, and then I give it to my youngest or my 19-year-old because they eat vegetarian pizzas like me. The 20-year-old he prefers the meat and stuff on his, so it is what it is. But so like yesterday I had 2 slices of a mushroom one, then gave it to my 15-year-old. So, but anyway, so like I said, I still don't smoke cigarettes, so I'm about to lay off the bread. I don't drink the milks and all that stuff. I've still been eating chocolate, but I'm about to quit that. And yeah, I've been drinking my smoothies faithfully. But if I eat bread or I eat something like that, I won't drink the smoothie, so it won't be double. Because the smoothie, usually a 16-ounce cup, that's usually at least a pound, so And sometimes it may weigh more. It's according to how much fruit goes into the mixture. But anyway, so but like I was saying, so get back with me, hit me up in the comments. Let me know how y'all been. You know what I'm saying? True Streets. This is what I do. This is my life. It feels so good out here. I want to take off this, but mosquitoes are still circulating in North Carolina. So I'm currently shaking my feet like this so they won't try to eat my feet up. Because I took my shoes off. They were on the floor down there somewhere. But yeah, and then another reason why I say I've gained because like I normally when I quit smoking cigarettes, it was for a reason because something made me have to stop. Whereas though I went to jail usually. So but this time I chose to quit on my own. Alright. So now it's like whereas though in jail I'll be doing manual labor for the majority of it. This time I'm in the kitchen. So it's a little different and I'm a lot older. So basically it's like I don't move as much as I used to. So I have to compensate. And then it's not like I'm at the kitchen eating because I really don't. Yeah, I really don't like. I'm constantly see the same stuff, so I don't eat it. Mainly because I don't eat eggs, you know, and it's usually egg thing. I don't eat meat, and they have a meat there. The only thing I usually eat be like potatoes. I might eat there, or I might eat like a bagel. But that's it. Every now and then I might munch a cookie or two, or three, maybe four. Oh, Carmelo. I'm still addicted to Carmelos. And I know I'm addicted because all the poison is in it. So I got to get that poison out of my system. So yes, I got to stop eating Carmelos because as as my boy Mama said from the Water Boy, it is the devil. Chocolate is the devil, Bobby Boucher. So on that note, I've got to quit that. It's only love, you know what I'm saying. But as far as yeah, everything else, I'm doing pretty good. You know, I just got to keep finding things to occupy my mind when I think about smoking a cigarette. Although it's been a couple of months, I've smoked cigarettes for a long time. And even when I was in jail and wasn't supposed to be able to smoke cigarettes, I was able to acquire cigarettes and ain't had to do the bullshit for them. So, you know, I was like work details when I was on the street. So we was, you know, find money. So we was, you know, toss it to the people walking down the street to go in the stores to get a cigarette. So, you know, some people snuck them back. Some, you know, sometimes we'll smoke them, to leave them on our detail, then we'll get them the next day and finish the pack or whatever. So there's all different ways to get what you want when you're inside. But anyway, off of them days, because them days, Lord's blessing, I'll never see them days again. On to better things. But yeah, my sons are working. My 15-year-old, he went back to school Monday too. So he's been back for a week. So yeah, everything's good here in the north. Just waiting for these words to find out, am I going to move to Virginia or not? But like I was telling everybody on my other platforms, that one thing is for sure, if I choose to leave here in North Carolina, everybody that I love and I'm taking with me, they live within my home. So it's not like I have other family here in North Carolina, whereas though I'll actually be closer to my family because I'll be in Virginia and my blood family lives in, you know, New Jersey, besides my oldest son who lives in South Carolina in the Annandale, Fairfax region. So he lives, you know, out here at the bottom, towards Savannah, Georgia. So anyway, if I'm choosing to move, at least the people I want to take with me are here. And I talked to my sons, and so they all good. My daughter, she goes with daddy. Her mother, on the other hand, I told her, I was like, look, the way you work at the moment, you might get a job with who I work with. You work in customer service. Or then she was like, no, she can just get transferred. I'm like that too. I'm saying, well, are you willing to? Especially, it's put it this way, without working for yourself, this is a good opportunity for you to get established with what I'm being offered to be able to make within the next year or so. And basically, it's like I said, selling cars. So on that note, selling cars, and like I said, I've been a salesman all my life. I've sold from street pharmaceuticals to gold chains and rings to food to clothing, movies and DVDs, music. So I've sold art. So yeah, so cars can't be too much different. The only thing different about it is the paperwork. But my charisma, I've sold people things I wasn't even selling. They just heard me talking about it and went and brought them. So I think I'm a pretty good salesman. And if it all works out, I'll be a native. I wouldn't say a native, but I'll be a resident of Virginia. So I really didn't want to be more in the north, but at least Virginia ain't New Jersey or New York or Pennsylvania, somewhere, Delaware, somewhere like that. So, Maryland higher up. So I'll be able to do what I got to do. It'll all be good. One way or another, it's going to be a beautiful day. Well, I thank you all for tuning in with me this evening, and I pray that you all hit me back. Once again, hit them comments up, and I encourage the shares and the likes and the love. Once again, hit the comments up, or if you need to be prayed for, somebody needs to be prayed with, hit me up in the messages, DM the brother, and on the highlight of notes on this beautiful evening. Oh yeah, before I go, down here in the North Carolina region, 4 nights in a row, was it 3 nights? I think it was 4 nights in a row, there was a full moon out. How many of y'all got to see that? Then there was the blue moon within that. How many of y'all got to see that, which is pretty? But when I was able to see it, it was more or less at 4 something in the morning when I was getting up for work, and going out, getting in my car. But it was like the moon was like right there. It reminded me of that Bruce Almighty movie when he lassoed the moon and he pulled it closer. Yeah, so it was like that. But anyway, it was a pretty thing. I just wanted to say that. Hope you got you with your moon water, what I call the moon juice. You all charged up and high energies and everything. Keep your mental strong. As they say, wake up, open your eyes. You got more than what you think. You know what I'm saying? Open up your soul. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, stay healthy, stay positive, stay energized. But for the ones who know me and the ones who don't, when I turn my head to the right, peace, love, and namaste. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm out of here.